Kick it off, Lynn.
Oh, yeah, I think you do a good job of kicking it off, man.
All right, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Another episode today of Bad Credit is Childish. Today we got a special guest. Bitcoin Bully T is in the building.
Yeah.
I'm Willie Mook.
I'm Lynwood Powell.
What's up, y'all? I'm Bitcoin Bully T here today to talk about my most favorite topic, which is cryptocurrency. Quick disclaimer, y'all. I am not your financial advisor, but however, I give excellent financial information that you can use for your advantage so you can make moves accordingly. All right? That's just based on facts. You know, I don't just listen to the news. I want to go straight to the source, get the real facts on everything, my own personal experience. You know, I don't just talk it. I do this. I've been doing it for a while, and a little TNA.
So how long have you actually been studying researching cryptocurrency?
You know, since really 2017, that big bull run that we had that it got a lot of attention. You know, since then, because like right before then, right when it was like at 1,200, it got my attention because it shot up to 1,200 so fast, and I was in stocks.
What was that 1,200? Tell the people.
Bitcoin.
So Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bitcoin was at $1,200, and I had just looked at it a week prior, and it was 1,000. I've never seen stocks do that, so it immediately got my attention. I couldn't go anywhere to get that information. Like, I couldn't just chop it up with one of my people. Like, how do I get involved with this? There was no information out there, so I had to figure it out myself. So I had to get I figured it was something tech. I wasn't sure what it was, so I got on the phone with my tech nerds. Like, listen, y'all figure this out. And like not even a week later, it shot up to 2,000.
Wow.
What investment does that? And at that time, I thought, well, you know, we missed the boat. It shot up to 6. You know, long story short, it went all the way to 19. And then it crashed, but it came back down to 6. But if it started as 12 and it ended at 6, did it crash?
Right.
Facts.
So I've been paying attention to it ever since.
And this has been a hot topic here during and after the pandemic, or while we're in this pandemic still. It's been a hot topic, and a lot of people have been investing in cryptocurrency, and a lot of people lost money. A lot of people have made money, but a lot of people just don't know how to make the money. So
Yeah.
I think that's why we got you on here today, is kind of explain to the people, you know, the direction in which they can go in to possibly, you know, profit from cryptocurrency, and kind of give them a description of what cryptocurrency is, because to a lot of people it's foreign, and a lot of people, including myself, I don't know the ins and outs, but I got a good idea of what it is from the information that you gave me, and I was able to invest in some, and I'm waiting for my investment to turn over. I ain't made a lot of money, but hey, I'm in the ballpark, you know.
Yeah, but you're in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the point,
Sure.
is being in it. And once you have a little bit of knowledge of what it is, then you lose the fear. And I think a lot of people lost money because they sold. That was just fear. But if you really understood what it was, then you would have a lot more confidence in which way the market is going. So I want to make sure that people have an idea of what crypto is, but not just that, how you can use it in every day. Because I think a lot of people, there's a misconception about crypto is it's just something to invest in, but it's much more to it than that. Like, you can actually use it in your everyday life, right?
Give an example of how you can use it in your everyday life.
I mean, there's several ways, right? Just like we were having a conversation earlier when we came in here. Just it was really brief, but we were talking about how you can use it as leverage. And I think a lot of people understand that they don't have to just invest in it. You can use it as leverage as well, right? So crypto, just to kind of give y'all a whole spectrum, because I want people to get a really good understanding of how it is. And I know that we're on a credit platform. So if I equate it to credit, right, your audience might catch it
Exactly.
a little bit more. So if you think about credit is like the first like digital platform that kind of was like the segue into what cryptocurrency is, because you got two things, right? In your credit, your file, right? That's your credit history. It's your digital footprint file. That's a ledger. And then you have the separate side that's from a third party, which you can use like money, but it's all digital.
Gotcha.
But it's all digitally done, right? So let's say you take these two things, right? Your digital file and your history, and you go in and you sit down with a bank, and the bank uses that information to see if you're good enough for them to lend you money, right? Just fantasize with me for a moment so y'all can understand what I'm saying. What if there was a digital world where you didn't need a bank? I didn't say there wasn't going to be a bank. I said you don't need the bank. You're able to loan yourself money. Well, that's DeFi. That's decentralized financing.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it a step further. What if I don't know if y'all ever loaned anybody any money?
Oh yeah, some of y'all still owe it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? When they need it, it go out real fast. But how does it come back?
Slow, piece by piece.
Right?
Probably don't even come back.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So what if in that same scenario, right, that you were able to loan someone money, and not only do you get it back on time, but you get it back with interest, and there's no problems.
And how would you compare that to?
That's cryptocurrency.
So you alone when you take cryptocurrency, who do you loan it to, and how is that process done?
That's called peer-to-peer lending.
Okay.
Peer-to-peer lending, they're set up on different platforms where you're able to do that, and that's DeFi. DeFi is short for decentralized finance, and that means that it doesn't go through the same process as a central bank. So you're completely out of the banking system. So that's not even what we're talking about, and it's not regulated by the government. I'm gonna let y'all just sit on that thought.
Now that part, I think is going to bring spark some interest and turn some light bulbs on, because you got to think about how much interest you pay to the bank. You got to think about if you're able to be qualified for loans, or if you're able to be qualified for credit cards, or whatever that is that you get from a bank. So, and it's pretty much getting the bank out your business, or the government out your business, pretty much.
Exactly. What I'm offering is a way out of the system.
For sure.
That's a way out of the system that people don't look at cryptocurrency like that. They look at it as people want to go straight to the money. How can I get to the money? Well, how can you get to the money when you don't even know what you're investing in? People, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people will just jump on a wave of what's popular and have absolutely no idea in what they're investing in, and wonder why they lost money. You lost money because you have no idea what you're investing in. You just going to throw your money anywhere? That's how we going to do that?
There's a lot of people that actually do it that way. I mean, it's hard, it's bad to say, but it's a lot of people that actually just throw their money out there. I'm one of them that done it, in the beginning of the cryptocurrency phase. I threw some money out there, didn't really know what I was throwing out there. I think Mook, you did it as well, and we actually pulled it. We threw it out there, but we pulled it and put it somewhere else, and we should have just we had it in Bitcoin.
Okay.
But we took it out of Bitcoin and bought some other stocks, and if we'd have left it in Bitcoin, just that little bit that we had in there, man, we'd have made a lot of money.
Extremely cheap.
It was super cheap. It was like hundreds of dollars at the time.
See, I was always hesitant with cryptocurrency as well. I'm a little bit more comfortable about it now, but in the beginning, like even with Dogecoin, I had bought like $400 of Doge or Dogecoin, however, whoever want to present it. Dogecoin, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And I had bought it in like August of, I want to say 2019 or something like that. And it wasn't even a penny yet. And I had like 294,000 shares of it, right? And every time I would look at my Robinhood account, I was a beginner at that time, so yes, I had a Robinhood account. Every time I would look at it, right, it never moved. And then one day I look at it and I was plus 1,200, and it was because of this specific stock. So I'm like, man, this thing ain't move. It might be a glitch in the matrix, so let me just pull it. But that's me being inexperienced and uneducated.
Sure.
Because if I would have kept that in there and pulled when it was 71 cents, instead of making $1,200, I would have made $264,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Big difference. So give us an example of how you can relate this to credit and how the people can, understand it in that aspect of like, can you use your credit to buy Bitcoin? How would you use your credit to buy Bitcoin and or cryptocurrency?
Well, with credit, you can get leverage from a third party, right?
Correct.
With that leverage, you can then start investing if you want to go that route, right? Because you can liquefy that and you can invest.
Sure.
But there's platforms where you can actually take your physical money, purchase Bitcoin, and they will give you a crypto-backed loan. So you haven't lost any money in your crypto at all. So it's still fluctuating, it's still going up and down, but that they use that and they give you a crypto-backed loan, and you can do the same thing with peer-to-peer lending. But I don't want to give out too much because
wait, hold up.
we could talk about that.
Would you
know what I'm saying?
before going to get a loan from a bank, say for instance, before you was to go get a loan from a bank for a mortgage, a car, whatever it is. So say for instance, you had a deposit that you was going to put down, maybe like your closing costs, right?
Okay.
You had, let's just round it off and say 10,000, right?
Okay.
You can go take that 10,000, turn it into Bitcoin, right?
Okay.
Put it into
Yes.
Bitcoin, invest it, and then how much could you, or around about how much could you get a crypto
Backed loan.
backed loan? About how much could you, like, how can you make
So
that?
if you have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, you can get a $10,000 backed loan.
But you'll still be
And
invested
you would still be
in your
invested.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So once, is it, what's the interest rate? Like, so about, like, is it like a 3.5, like a mortgage, or a 4
Yeah.
point? Is it like, or
Yeah.
is it higher interest, or is it lower interest? Like, just a roundabout, not trying to say you giving the exact interest.
Here's the thing, and I'm just gonna give you a scenario, right? Because it's all different, and it depends. The market fluctuates, and it depends on what platform that you're on.
Okay.
But let's say that you got a crypto backed loan, and it might sound crazy to you, it might be 8%.
Okay.
However, what if they give you interest on what you purchased as well? So then it levels off. You see what I'm saying? So you're not giving them the whole amount. You're still building interest
On your actual purchase of the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You're still getting interest on that.
Exactly.
I like it.
Exactly. So there's definitely ways, and it's like I said, it's not just about investing and making money. If you know what you're investing in, there's so much more that you can do to it and with it. Like, if you think of just blockchain alone, right? Like, blockchain is where it started. It's really early. It's only 10 years old, right?
Right.
So me just saying that, like, is like us going back in time a couple decades and me getting on here and saying, listen, y'all, it's going to be this really cool thing called the internet.
Right. I get it.
And you're going to be like, oh, T, what's the internet? And I tell you all about it. And I say, and on this internet platform, there's going to be things like Google. And that would be a great investment. But me telling you about that, you would be like, okay.
Right. It sounds foreign to a lot of people.
Okay, right? So that's what I mean by it really comes down and understanding what it is. So blockchain, in its most simplest terms, right? I want you to picture this. I want you to picture a big empty room. And in that empty room, there's a block, right? Now I want you to picture several blocks. Like, that room is just filled with them and they're floating, okay? Now each block is connected with a chain. Block, chain. So when you put out information, right, of your information into that block, it goes through several blocks so you can't track it. So it makes it unhackable. And I want y'all to understand that alone, just that system alone, is going to change the way that we do things digitally for the next several decades. Period. Just for the next several decades. This is what I want y'all to understand about blockchain. It's decentralized, distributed ledger, okay? And what it does is it records ownership of authenticity right, of a digital asset. Now, I want to slow that down because I want y'all to really understand what I'm saying of what it actually can do. It's a distributed ledger, so it's your ledger, okay? And it records the ownership, so it's mine, right, of the authenticity, this is real, of your digital asset. Now, when I say that, in your head, you might be thinking, well, okay, well, what's digital assets? And that's where the future is going. All of your assets are going to turn digital. All of them. If you consider what's an asset to you right now, okay, gold is an asset. To me, Bitcoin is digital gold because of the lack of it that there is, right? So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, right? Because I want y'all to understand what I'm talking about blockchain and digital assets and what can be a digital asset. Because your house is an asset, right? And when you get this house, right? And listen, y'all, I'm blessed to have a beautiful home, but my dog Mook, house. It made me want to take my house back and get a whole nother house.
So
man.
how can that become a digital asset?
Your digital asset.
How can your home become a digital asset?
So
that
once
sounds foreign to me.
Right.
Okay.
So what do they give you when you get your home?
They give you what title? What
your deed.
Deed. Okay, you get your deed. Yep.
And what is your deed? Your deed is authenticity.
Form of ownership.
Form of ownership. Now, why can't that be held on a blockchain? Why can't that be digital on a blockchain? Why can't we do transactions across the world like that?
Got it.
If we don't need a bank and you have digital assets.
So if you want to sell your house, somebody got theirs on a ledger and they got it on a ledger and it's a digital asset, you can simply sell your house to this person by transferring your information over to them and them transferring it over to you, the cash, and they give you the Bitcoin. And now it's no fees and nobody's involved. And now you own that because you got the deed. You know what I'm saying?
You got it.
But it's on your ledger.
A lot of real estate is going to be done that way. And I'm not talking like 20 years from now. I'm talking they're doing it.
I did read something on the internet about that.
They're trying to figure it out right now. Now that's one form. That's your house. I'm gonna just give y'all a jewel real quick. You ever play a video game? Mm-hmm. Play a video game. You're in this video game, and your man is, he's over here, then he jumps on a plane, then he's over there, and then it looks completely different.
Right.
I want y'all to think about that. That's digital real estate. That's actual digital real estate that can be purchased, that you can advertise on. You ever notice a game and see little subliminal things? People can purchase this digital real estate, and they're doing it right now. It's called Decentraland. You can invest in Decentraland right now on Mana.
That's futuristic.
It's a come on,
super futuristic.
Come on. It's a wave, and it's bigger than we see. Like another asset would be art. NFTs. That's a non-fungible token. You can turn your art into a non-fungible token and sell it. Think about that. Your artwork is paper that can
be destroyed
over time. Yeah. What can happen to it over time, right? So if you have it digitally, it can be sold on a digital platform, not just sold to one owner. Once you own it, right? If I'm the artist and I sell you my artwork and it's worth a lot of money, okay, and you want to sell it, you sell it to Mook. I made money off both transactions. Yeah, and that's where artists are going to flourish with that as well. And not just digital artwork. I'm talking like music, anything that you can think of. So that's why I wanted y'all to understand that part, because anybody that can grasp that concept of blockchain, that is decentralized, distributed ledger that records ownership of a digital asset, once you get a really good concept of that and you come up with your own, that's going to be the next billionaires.
So just how people are writing books, say for instance, you write books. and you become an author. You can have some, and authors have editors and people that actually write the book for them. Pretty much, they just give them the ideas or they give them the information. So you can have somebody make you an NFT, and you become the owner, and then you sell it, and then every time it's sold, you make money off of it.
I mean, you can. That's between you and the artist.
I'm just saying, like, but primarily, you know what I'm saying.
There's a lot that's possible.
Yeah. So the non-fungible tokens, we got into it a little bit, and once it's transferred, it becomes a one-on-one. Like, you no longer have any type of anything to that specific piece of art. It's in the new owner's hand, and the owner has access to everything that has to do with it.
Nice.
It's super. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Very, very. It's bigger than that. That's why I said it's gonna be a whole digital world, and this is like the very beginning. This is just me introducing the internet to you like 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's definitely the future. So trying to like tie it into financial literacy, tying it into different investments, and knowing how to leverage your credit to be able to purchase some of these things. You gave a great example. If you have credit and you have leverage with your credit, that cash that you may be going to pay your your Walmart bill, you could take that cash, invest it, make money on it, and then you can be paying back that loan through your credit card monthly. While this money making money, you can pay that back in payments.
There's several.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a good way to like tie it in. Like, people might think like, hey, how can you use your credit card to buy Bitcoins? You use your cash to buy it, and then you got your credit cards, or you got whatever loans or whatever that is to pay that back over time. But your money making way more money over here.
Yeah.
Then you possibly will be paying in interest over here.
What
I'm saying?
What I would say is it's also you don't want to lose money in this process.
No, for sure.
And I know that everyone is looking for the quick dollar. Like, everybody is. When people talk to me about it, they want to know how they can get in and out quickly. And I don't want anyone to look at it like that. I want everyone to look at it as like a long-term investment. Because when your money is just sitting in the bank, right, and the government is just handing out money, they're just printing it and printing it and printing it, your money is not worth anything. Your money doesn't have scarcity, because it used to be backed by the gold standard, because gold has scarcity. It's an asset. Mm-hmm. When they took it off the gold standard, your money is literally not worth nothing. If you can continuously print it, what's it actually worth?
Certificate of debt is what a dollar bill is.
Exactly. So would you rather have your money sitting in the bank losing money, or would you rather have it in an actual asset that's going to grow over time? So I just want people to invest smart money. And why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin is because what it actually is. Like, there's several cryptocurrencies, and I like a lot of them. But I like the projects that they are. I like what they have to offer, and I see value in that, and I will invest in that value. Not just the wave of this looks good and everybody on it, let me jump on this wave, right? I just want people to know just on facts, right? 2020 Bitcoin was the number one performing asset in the world.
Made a lot of millionaires.
Yeah,
a lot of millionaires
in the world.
Just cryptocurrency in general, but Bitcoin.
Bitcoin was look it up. It's the number one asset in the world.
Ask me this question: once you make these long-term investments, do you recommend looking at it every single day?
No,
because that's the thing. But you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Some people might invest it and looking for that quick dollar, and or if they invest in it for the long term, they may be looking at it every day. Because I know for about 2 months, I was looking at I'm looking at my investments every day, up, down, up, down. After a while, I'm like, you know what? Let me put this phone down.
It's going to stress you out.
It was actually stressing me because I seen so many people making money.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to capitalize off of it. So I'm like, when I'm going to get my lick?
That's emotion.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, that's emotion. And you don't invest on emotions.
No,
right?
yeah.
And that's because that's how people lose. They get angry. People see the whatever going up and they want to jump on the wave.
I did
right,
it.
but you don't. You jumped on it too far, right? And then they get emotional, and then they want to sell it when they see it go down. Mm-hmm. But if you know what it is, then you would hold on to it a lot longer and notice that it's a long-term investment. Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. It's a little over. It's about 12 years old, so it's still very, very much early. But here's what makes Bitcoin an asset: is the scarcity. There's only going to be 21 million of them.
Wow.
That's it. That's it.
That's interesting.
Okay? There's only going to be 21 million ever made, ever. So as people are buying more, right, it's adding to the value. That's why you're not seeing it fall like you think it's going to fall. And they say that it crashes, but what is it crashing to? Because it looks like it's crashing upward to me. And it's and not just retail, like people like us, big people recognize what this is, whether they tell y'all or not. Banking institutions are capitalizing on Bitcoin, and they're trying to stock up as much of it as they can, and they'll tell you that it's trash. They'll tell you that it's trash. J.P. Morgan, a year ago, they said Bitcoin is trash, and it's so much trash that if we see any of our employees purchasing it, we're gonna fire you.
Wow.
To this day,
they're doing a scare tactic.
To this day, they're one of the biggest holders.
Wow.
They're one of the biggest holders right now. So here's the thing, the scarcity, right? So there's only going to be 21 million ever made, and you can't just, and I know what you're thinking, well, why don't people just go out there and just buy all the rest of it? Because it doesn't work like that. Much like gold, it has to be mined. They have to make it. They have to make the Satoshis. So Bitcoin is made of Satoshis. So 0.0000001 Satoshi equals Bitcoin.
And what is Satoshi?
No one knows what Satoshi is. So Satoshi is basically the founder of Bitcoin, and that part is a mystery. Wow. But I let you know that because I know a lot of people think that you have to buy a whole Bitcoin, and it's set up in increments of Satoshis, so you can buy
smaller increments.
Much smaller increments. You could buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, and it equals out to X amount of Satoshis.
That's good. That's good news, because when I purchased some Bitcoin, I couldn't afford to purchase a whole Bitcoin at now. But I'm like, hey, let me invest $200-$300 in it, $400, $500.
You can chip at it.
Yeah, put another $100, just another $100, and I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it to learn it, but also to make some money with it, or to keep it for the long term, so that way I get my true value out of it.
And you're stacking, and that's the important part is stacking it, is leveraging upwards, because it's going to continuously be worth more money. If there's only going to be 21 million ever made, the last time I looked, we're at 19.
Wow.
So we're running out, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
So I have two questions. The first question is, how old do you think you should be to start investing into cryptocurrency?
As old as you can handle it, right? That comes down to being, just like bad credit is childish, it comes down to maturity. It comes down to maturity. It's funny you said that. It's so funny you said that, because I can talk to a grown person about crypto, and to me, they sound like how people used to talk about credit. When I was coming up, I don't want to date myself too far back, but I know we close. Listen, people used to walk around all of their money in their pocket, like literally all of it.
Scared of banks.
All of it, because they scared of banks. As a small person, I'm like, why don't you put that in the bank? Oh, no, I don't need them all in my business. Okay. And then credit. Well, what's credit? Oh, no, I don't get off into credit because I want to see my money. But think about it, as right now, if you don't have a bank account and one credit card, I can't take you serious.
You really can't
I
do
can't
too
take
much.
you serious.
I know. I was talking to somebody yesterday at the chiropractor, and they were saying that they went to a Walmart and they didn't accept cash. It was a Walmart that didn't accept cash, and that's like somewhere in Michigan. I think they said it was in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. But just think about that: Walmart not accepting cash.
It's much.
It's real.
It's
getting deep.
it's turning around.
It's turning around.
Like
So
if you guys remember it, like during the pandemic, they the coins, the change was if you didn't have exact change, you couldn't use cash.
Use it,
right. And who walks around with 99-cent and change in their pocket? So
It's
9
not
to
gonna
11,
happen.
Right.
you had to refer to use either the debit or the credit card.
It's not gonna happen. And even bigger than that, try to go to your bank and ask for $20,000. It's your money. Like, let's say you got $50,000 in the bank, and you pull up on the bank and say, "Yeah, I want $20,000 cash."
Got to order it.
You're like, hold up, wait a minute.
You know why you gotta order it? They don't got it. You know what they're doing with your money?
Invest in it.
Come on,
They invest in your money.
come on.
So why not invest your own money
Why
yourself?
not? Why not invest your own money?
Makes sense to me.
So going back to what you were saying about when is a good age, I could talk to grown people about crypto, and they don't. I don't. They sound like how they used to talk about credit. You know what? I don't want to deal with that. I like to see my money. Because no one wants to learn anything. You know who's most interested? Kids. My friends' kids will call me and ask me about crypto. Ask questions, valid questions.
It's current.
Valid
It's
questions.
current, and they learning about it.
Come on.
Like you said about the internet. Like the internet was a big thing when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to know more about it. Like, so what is the World Wide Web? Or what is Google? What is Yahoo? Or so they interested and they want to know, and so they're gonna ask the questions, and they're gonna be the ones that are in control of it, and the ones that are gonna benefit the most from it because it's gonna be in their era.
Yeah,
You know?
it might be foreign. It might be foreign to us because you grown. You don't want to learn nothing new.
So
I don't like new things. But these young people, they growing up in this. This is not a foreign thing. They understand. I need to learn that.
Sure.
So I understand that there could be some similarities in the bank and cryptocurrency. And what I mean by similarities is even when it comes to your own money, right, and transactions and transferring. When you go to the bank, you go to the ATM, you can get charged a fee, a convenience fee, which is unfair, especially when you I'm just pulling out my own money.
Right.
But also with cryptocurrency, I know when you're transferring money from, let's say, Coinbase to a trust wallet, you can get charged gas fees.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is whomever created these platforms, that's just basically just interest money that they use,
Of
or
course.
that they're just making just
Everybody
Everybody
there's
gotta
nothing free and everybody wants to make
Yeah,
that money.
yeah.
So each exchange is going to be completely different, but each crypto is completely different as well. So there's some that are a lot cheaper. But then that comes down to if you invest in something and then a week later you want to sell it and then another week you want to buy it again, well they're going to charge you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Come on.
Sure. Absolutely.
But if you have a long-term investment sitting in there, and it's just continuously building, every year it's building more and more and more, and it's time to make transactions. You may be able to do a straight transaction and not have to take your money out of an exchange into a bank. From a bank, you use your money. No, you can take that crypto right off of there and do it an easier exchange.
Nice.
So for people like myself, right? You got a lot of people out there who feel like they have probably missed the Bitcoin run, right? Like they feel like, man, I've been hearing about it. I didn't invest to it. I kind of messed up. What would be, for me, I'm an Ethereum guy. I like Ethereum.
Good choice.
Specifically because I feel like I missed the Bitcoin run, right? And
Okay.
Ethereum seems to be the platform of every running vehicle. Right, all the altcoins,
Exactly.
everything
Well,
else.
not all of them, but yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
obviously you're a little bit more knowledgeable than me. What would be the next Bitcoin to invest in if you was not able to afford Bitcoin?
What's the next
For you?
cryptocurrency?
Okay, so just to make it easier, there's only one Bitcoin. That's currency, right? Everything else is crypto that you can make money off of, right? Because it's basically look at it as an asset. right after Bitcoin, like if you're asking me top 5, and I'm not gonna give you my top 5. I'm not gonna
give us game. That's why you here.
I ain't gonna
That's
give you
what
top
we
5.
do here on Bad Credit
Yeah,
Childish.
top
That's why
five.
we here.
Give
But-
top 3.
4.
Top 3.
Just a little nugget. You know.
So Bitcoin.
Bitcoin definitely number 1 for long-term holds and investment. Bitcoin. Did you miss out on Bitcoin? No, absolutely not. I have a saying that I've been saying since the beginning. Before I got to 20,000, I said the goal is not 20,000. The goal is 100. The goal is 100,000.
So with that being said,
two, you're still it's still early.
We know Bitcoin is it. Bitcoin
is it.
We know that Bitcoin
is it. But there's so many others, right? Ethereum is definitely my number 2.
Okay. I like Ethereum.
You know, we've been talking about Ethereum.
Yeah.
So come on, Mo.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Ethereum for a long time since Ethereum was a little tiny baby.
I need Ethereum to go ahead because listen, we've been friends for a long time. We all grew up together. And T has been telling me about Ethereum when Ethereum was like $160. And I would buy it. But my patience, I never really knew about stocks nor crypto, so I didn't have that let me just sit back for a year or two patience, which would have like made me a very wealthy individual. And I would buy it at $300 and I would sell it at $420. And the next thing you know, you look up, it's $1,100. But then 6 days later, it's $2,000. And then I remember it getting all the way up to $4,500. Mm-hmm. It recently dropped back down to $1,800, which I'm holding now. It recently dropped back to $1,800, but now it's at close to $23, right? So it fluctuates a lot. It goes up, goes down, but the key to having crypto is holding.
Yeah, it's just that's volatility that makes it go up and down. But once you understand why the volatility is there, you want to be a long-term holder because you know what it is. And a lot of it has to do with what was going on in the stock market. They are playing a bit of a game to be able to get into things while they're cheap. But Ethereum, I say Ethereum has a lot of room. It has a lot of adoption, and a lot of people are going to be jumping on this Ethereum train. And I could see it. It's going to more than double from here by the end of this year.
So before we get up out of here, because everything is coming to an end a little bit.
Okay.
What's that number 3? Because the number 3 sounds like it might be a little cheaper than Ethereum. I think some of us might want to jump on that number 3. Why it's a little low right now.
Yeah.
Right. We don't want to spend $2,000-3,000. We might want to spend $200-300, maybe $400 or $500. What's that number 3? The one that we definitely can jump on right now.
The number 3 is like really one of my favorites.
Now we get somewhere. Favorites.
It's Chainlink.
Okay.
Chainlink, I didn't get in as soon as I wanted to, but I got in right before $2. But that's when I really started pitching it to people because and not pitching it. That's not the right terminology. Explaining it to people, letting people know how far this is gonna go, right? And that was $2. You know, Ethereum hit 40 in that last bull run.
So
and right now, Chainlink is probably at under $20.
That sounds good. Now, to me, 40,000, 50, 60,000, 200 sound way better.
Not 200.
What you say, 200? What is it right now?
Not 200. Chainlink.
What is it? Yeah. Give us the
facts.
facts.
I was looking at it. I was trying to look at it.
Is that what? How much?
Chainlink right now is $18.
Oh, 18. I'm sorry. I must quote it. 18? Oh, yeah. Now we talking. So, yeah, I'm going to be promoting Chainlink.
And Chainlink is basically, it's essential to crypto right now, to exchanges like to things like Ethereum and Cardano and, you know, all of these projects. They need Chainlink is basically an oracle that links things together.
So it sounds like
it's necessary.
Here in the next few months, we might have to have you back in here to give a breakdown.
Come on, man.
To some of these cryptocurrencies and their value in that way. And I know you always say you're not a financial advisor, but giving this type of information to people when it's cheaper, it's better to lose a little bit of money. If you, not to say we're going to lose, but if you lost $18, it sounds way better than losing $18,000.
I would say this. In cryptocurrency, you really only lose money if you sell.
Okay, well, we sitting on it. Everybody, we sitting on everything.
I'm just saying, sit on everything.
Going back to the old school days, man.
I know what your number 4 is. I thought your number 3 was your number 4. I thought it was ADA. I thought that's where you was going with it.
88 is a good one too, and it's gonna do numbers.
Lynwood like 88. 88 only like $1.18 right now.
Now we're talking. Yeah. Hey, but look, before we get out of here, I want you to give your Instagram, give out your information, your website, whatever it is, how you can be reached, so people can reach out to you.
Absolutely. Right now, if you want to reach me, I do consultations as well for sit-down consultations. You can reach me at that's TT Bitcoin Bully at Gmail. I also have an Instagram that's Bitcoin Bully T. That's Bitcoin Bully TEE at Instagram. You can message me. And website's on the way, merch is on the way, and a lot more information is on the way as well.
Okay, well, we definitely gonna have to reach back out to you, get you back in here to give a little bit more explanation as to more in depth about cryptocurrency and not just Bitcoin. Because I know you a Bitcoin Bully T, we know that, but people want to know about Chainlink and they want to know about Ethereum and they want to know. So we can get you in here and give a little bit more information as to that. But I definitely want to say thank you for coming out. You gave us so much information. Myself personally, you gave me information, in consultations. And I want to say thank you for that, as well as coming on this platform, speaking to our people. So you definitely, you're an asset to the community. So I don't want you to never not know that. So I'm going to give you your roses right now. But you are an asset. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be reaching out to you because a lot of people don't know about this information.
So I just actually had somebody reach out to me, and I guess we're going to ask you this question right before we leave. What do you feel was the best place or the most secure place to actually purchase cryptocurrency?
Well, there's two things, right? There's where you purchase it and how you store it. Because I think how you store it is more important than where you purchase it. I like my favorite. My favorite is Coinbase. Okay. Sorry, I had the cameras on me. I forgot. My favorite is Coinbase. Okay. But from there, you want to, in order to store your Bitcoin, you want to put it on a cold wallet, on a ledger. You could put it on. There's several ledgers that you could purchase. You could put it on a cold wallet. That way, if anything happens to the internet, anything, your keys are your keys.
Nice.
So you want to store it appropriately, especially when you're talking about something that's going to be worth a lot of money.
So if you had it on a trust wallet, or a Coinbase wallet, and something happened to the internet, I would still put it on a
cold wallet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because even if it's on a cold wallet, and although people think, it's on something, it's something that people can steal. Well, that takes away from, right, the security of it. But somebody takes your wallet, they can't do nothing with that. Literally nothing they can do with that.
Nice.
That's how secure it is.
Cool. Well, like I said, I want to say thank you for giving out this information, dropping jewels on everybody.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate this platform.
I hope y'all got some valuable information today. We'll be back next week. A little bit more about credit, a little bit more about jewels, a little bit more about knowledge. This is what we do on Bad Credit is Childish. So I'm Willie Mook.
I'm Lynwood Powell. And this is Bad Credit is Childish, right? Presented by Time Travel Credit Repair, right?
Hey, that's why we done had that up on the screen the whole time. That's where we originated from. That's the baby.
Absolutely. So, like I said, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Hey, and let's get to this dollar.